Hey y'all, it's me again. Thanks for watching my channel, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video than I've been doing in the past. Today I'm doing a little plant tour of my favorite plants. Actually my only plants. Yeah, it's funny. So I moved to Florida and it's so sunny here, and I've always loved plants. My mother is just like obsessed with plants. I always grew up with them around me, but my mom loves outdoor plants, and I live in an apartment, so I decided to get some house plants. So yeah, I got two when I first moved into this apartment. I have this amazing, huge south-facing window. I'll try to put a clip in of it, and I was just like, I have like this etagere here, and I was just like, I really want a plant moment. So, like 2 days after moving here or so, I went to Home Depot and I got me like two plants. Like, Home Depot was really close by. So I was just like, I'm just gonna get two plants. Just two, And I loved them. But then it grew into being me having 8 plants. And that's not too many. I know there's people on YouTube that are like, that's not many at all. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that many. But for me as a beginner personally, because even though my mom is really into plants, I never really got into plants because I always viewed it as like, I didn't really like playing in dirt as a kid. So I never really got into like watering her plants or like just dealing with plants at all. I did have a plant that was my roommate's in New York City. He gave it to me because we did live with 2 kitty cats and they were like, allergic to the plant. So he gave it to me and it stayed in my bedroom, and that plant flourished until it, I guess, got malnourished. Like, she was doing great. She was like vining up my wall and stuff, and then all of a sudden I think her plant became too small and like she had some mites in her. I was like, oh no. But she was doing so good, but she just died. She didn't have much light either. She probably needed a lot more resources that I couldn't provide her with. But anyways, now I'm dealing with my plants in Florida, and they are my own plants, and they are flourishing for the most part. So yeah, I'll go through them like through chronological order. Yeah, chronological order, whatever. So the first plant, my baby, love her. And I am drawn to like the dramatic type of plants, the dramatic like leaves. Oh, sorry, puppy. The dramatic like leaves. And when I first saw this plant, I was like, oh, I need you in my life. So this is my first plant of my own. This is the beautiful bird's nest fern. I am obsessed with her. She's grown so big. When I first got her, she was definitely not this big, and like within a few months, because I moved here like, oh my god, like 3.5 months now, and like she's just flourished. I got her in January. It was still kind of winter, but she's doing so well. She's got all these like new leaves, if you can see, like just growing in her. There's like 2 growing down there. I try to feed her rainwater, and sometimes I feed her God, what's like, it's like smart water, like water that has like electrolytes in it, and she's just doing great. I try not to feed her too often, probably like once or twice a week, and she's just been doing so good. She loves the sun, and like this type of plant, like I just love how it like shoots up from like the center. It is such a unique, beautiful plant. Like, I was immediately drawn to her when I went in there. I did not know what type of plant I was looking for, because I didn't read much up on plants. I didn't do much investigating until later. And I just was like, okay, I need you in my life. So this is my beautiful bird's nest fern. I am obsessed with her. She's so gorgeous. The other plant that I got while I was there was this beautiful anthurium flamingo flower. She's gorgeous. She's been sprouting out new leaves, if you can see in the middle there. You probably see it better this way. Yeah, so she had this one shoot out, this one. She's doing great. She still has had the same flower since I got her. I did have to cut off some of her leaves that were dying. So I should probably go ahead and cut those out on the bottom. If you guys have any advice for me, please let me know, because I am pretty new to this and I've been doing research as I go along. But I feel like, you know, any advice, any help that anyone can offer, I'm definitely open to it. I'm not one of those people that's like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. I am definitely here to listen. But yeah, I feel like she may need a bigger pot eventually, but she's been flourishing and doing really great in the condition that she's in now. I just absolutely love her. She's so dramatic. I absolutely love dramatic plants. And this one just definitely brings me joy. Like, look at her. She's so gorgeous. Love her. Okay, and then the third plant that I got, I think it was around the same, they probably like went in the same week. I think I was at Walmart and I found this gorgeous aloe plant. So she was small before, and I've been watering her. I try not to water her too much, but she's so dramatic because I tend to rotate her. I rotate her on my etagere, or whatever you want to call it. I call it etagere. And her like aloe leaves have just been like so dramatically amazing. I like rotate her and she's just been like drawn to the sun, and I've been trying to like, you know, keep her balanced, because you know, like aloe leaves can be like really like bottom heavy. It's really strange and interesting, but she's been doing like really good, and I love how she's just like has all these like tentacles that are just like going everywhere. So yeah, she doesn't take much care. Aloe plants don't take much care. I just like misting her sometimes, just talking to her and just rotating her and just like really appreciating how she looks. I love how aloe plants are kind of like in between a cactus and like a plant, because she has like these spikies, but it's like not bad. It's not like, oh my god, I stuck myself, you know? And they're just so dramatic. Nature is so dramatic and beautiful, and it's one of the reasons I love having plants around. I feel like they bring me so much joy, like every time I wake up. I'm just like, oh, cute. And I like open the blinds for them. It's just like such a moment. Let's see. My other plant that I absolutely love that I have in front of me right now is, oh, she's great. This gorgeous Alocasia plant, or elephant ear plant. Alocasia, I think that's it. She's gorgeous. She has been doing really well. I absolutely love her. Like, I know some people say alocasias aren't like easy to like take care of, but she's been loving me and the environment she's in. She grew one flower and now she's growing another one, if you see that. She's also growing a leaf there. She grew a new leaf. I believe it was this one, and it grew like under this huge leaf. And she was just like, girl, why couldn't you just grow out on this side? But yeah, she decided to grow that way, so I just let her. And it's so gorgeous. Like, the leaves of this type of plant are so like beautiful. I love how they're green and then are like this purple color underneath. It's just so beautiful. This one went through something. I don't know what happened. She got some like brown areas, so I went ahead and cut them off, and she seems to be doing fine now. But I mean, she still has some like brown tips. I don't know why this one stem is having issues, but overall, this plant is doing well. She has like, I was surprised that she grew a flower, because I heard that it's kind of hard for them to grow flowers. But the fact that she grew one, which I had to cut off, and then because it started dying, they died pretty quickly, like within a week. But then she grew another one, and I was just like, she was growing this one as the other one was sprouting out too. And I was just like, wow, she's doing great. So yeah, this is my Alocasia, and I love her. She's a gorgie. I love all of them equally, but she's amazing. My bird of paradise. Ugh, love her. She's so drama. I'll try to like bring the camera in closer too. I got her actually at Costa Farms. I actually ordered her on Walmart.com, surprisingly. And she sprouted. She came like really. So, quick little thing. When you order from Costa Farms or Walmart.com, it comes in a box, and it was my first time ever ordering a plant. It came, the FedEx person left it downstairs. I went downstairs and got it. I was so happy to unbox my baby, but her pot was cracked. It's like a grower pot that it comes in, and it was unfortunately cracked. And I knew I kind of would need that grower pot, so I definitely reached out to Costa Farms and not Walmart. And Costa Farms like immediately sent me a replacement pot. So they're really good with their customer service. I was really happy about that. Like the replacement pot came in like 3 days, and I was like, thank you. So yeah, I replanted her in the new pot. And then I got this big pot as like a cover pot for her for now because I think she's gonna keep growing bigger and bigger. And I found this like big pot here at I think it was like Marshalls or TJ Maxx, and it just like totally works really well. It was like $19.99 for this huge pot, so I was like, yes, ma'am, I'm taking her. And yeah, so she's been doing really well. She loves the sunlight from the south-facing windows. She sprouted out new leaves, which I was shocked. At first, I thought it was going to be two flowers that she was sprouting out, but it was actually two huge ass leaves. I was like, you sprouted these huge leaves, grow right in the middle, and I was just like, okay, cool. I was hoping it would be a flower, but it's not a flower. But I'm still so grateful. It looks like she might be shooting out something else later. I'm not exactly sure, but if you guys know, let me know. Because any feedback that you guys can provide, I would be so grateful. Like, plant community, help me. Just like, I just love having them around and taking care of them, and so far it's been going really well. And I'll show you my other two babies in one memento. Wait a minute. Okay, the next plant that I wanted to talk about is my mascane tree or plant. Well, it's like two in one. Let's just call her Mascane. She's so gorgeous. I love that she's kind of like a tree and a plant in one. The reason I decided to get her in the first place was because I was looking for something to kind of balance out the bird of paradise that is over there in that corner. I wanted like some symmetry going on, but like asymmetry. So I decided to get her because she was pretty tall. I do have her on a little plant stand to give her more height. I have read that they can grow up to 6 feet. I hope that she grows up to 6 feet really quickly, which I know it's probably not gonna happen quickly, but I would love to see her grow quickly. But her leaves and her foliage are so beautiful, and nose have been growing quickly. Just so beautiful. I love the stripes in them. She's just so gorgeous. She did have a little issue. As you can see, the little sticky traps. She got some gnats from the other plant. I guess they were just like, oh my god, a new plant, and they came over here to her and was just like all up in her soil, and I was like, absolutely not. I don't like bugs, which is probably one of the reasons I did start with plants earlier in my life. So even if I see one gnat, I'm like, get out of here. So I used neem oil at first, and that seemed to like control it a little bit, but I swear I decided to use mosquito bits because I was still like seeing a net. Like, luckily they were just kind of staying around the plant. And you know, it wasn't like a horror story like some of the stories that I hear on YouTube about them being like everywhere in the house. But for the most part, they did stay on the plants. And I don't know, I just decided to get some mosquito bits to like nip the situation in the bud. So I poured mosquito bits water onto the soil, and immediately I saw two like adult gnats like pop up, and I'm just like, So I went and grabbed the neem oil to spray some of that, and then I came back and I was like, oh, it's like 5 of them. I'm just hovering over. It's like it was freaking out. It's like, oh my god, our house is on fire. This is our house. What are you doing to us? And I'm just like, no, because this is my house, so you need to get out, okay? So I definitely am trying to get everything under control with the gnat situation. I'm not a fan. But yeah, like, I think she's doing pretty well. She's growing. She seems to be pretty, like, I don't know, they just all give me such solitude, and she seems to be in a pretty good situation. I love how the little plants, the little leaves, grow up from the bark, and I'm pretty sure this is bark, because it is like a tree. So, yeah, knock on wood that, you know, she grows 6 feet and she stays, you know, looking good, doing her thing. But yeah, definitely trying to get the bug situation under control, because I don't want any bugs up in here sucking the life out of me or my plants. So yes. So yeah, I'm gonna take you over to the next plant, where the gnats kind of like originated. But she seems to be doing okay. So let's go over there. All right, the next plant, and The one that kind of started the little gnat issue that I was having, which is a whole nother story. But I mean, I'm giving you a plant tour, you know. The life of a plants, the life of plants. So, this one is this beautiful peace lily plant, which I am obsessed with. I love her. I did obtain her through my cousin had a funeral, and one of the like traditions is to bring peace lily plants to the funeral. There were like 7 of them. So my aunt asked me if I would like one of them because she knew I like plants and, had my new apartment. And I was like, oh my God, I would love it. Love it. So, it's definitely a plant that I cherish and love. Before I took it home, they did have them sitting outside on the lawn of my grandmother's house. So it was like 7 or 8 like peace lily plants on the lawn, in the sun, on the grass. And at first I was a little nervous about that situation, but I was just like, what do? Can't really bring them all inside because, there's like people there, because that was where they had like the ceremony after the funeral. So, I took it home and hoping that, it would be a-okay. I checked the foliage, make sure there was no bugs before I even brought it into my apartment. But, with bugs, sometimes you just don't see them immediately. And, I brought it home and I watered it, gave it a little life, a little TLC, and all of a sudden I started seeing some gnats, and yeah. So this is where the problem started. This plant originally was in a tinier pot. It was way more full of, wouldn't say way more, it was more full of foliage than it is now. Unfortunately, some of the lower leaves started dying. I am hoping that there is no root rot in this situation, because I did find it interesting that the gnats were obviously feeding on something. I started cutting the lower leaves that were yellowing and dying out. So I am really hoping that there is no root rot. I'm definitely letting her dry out. I've treated her with neem oil, some pesticide, natural organic pesticide, and the mosquito bits water. And it seems to be doing okay. She has some newer sticky traps in there. I definitely don't see as many gnats on her, which is great, on those sticky traps. So I feel like it is working. I just fear that there may be root rot. And I'm knocking on wood. But the reasons that I do fear that there are root rot because of, like I mentioned, the lower leaves dying out. At first I was thinking, maybe the plant is using energy from those lower leaves to grow out new leaves, because previously she did not have these flowers until she moves into with me. She was not even sprouting the flowers, the like classic white peace lily flowers that they grow. She had none, and then I saw one growing, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, because I know it's like kind of hard to grow them, and they must have their environment to grow them. So I saw one, and I was like, oh my God, awesome. Then I saw 2, and I was like, oh my God, awesome. But then, more of the lower leaves were just dying, so it was like maybe the plant is using that energy to grow the flowers, and there's also a couple new leaves that seems to be growing in there slowly as well. So if it's going through the motion like that, I'm hoping and betting that it's not root rot. So yeah, I'm gonna keep my hopes up for that because she's gorgeous. I love the foliage of a peace lily plant, and I just feel like she just brings such joy into the house because this is like kind of the entry, so it's like one of the first plants that you definitely see when you come in. She also blocks a really good area in between here because the last tenants left some like wires connected to the wall. I don't know, but she actually hides a really good area, she's good for hiding an area that I kind of wanted to hide with something, so she's perfect for that. If you have like an area in your house where there's like some wires or something, a peace lily plant would be really great to put in front of it so people don't see that immediately as they walk in the door, like, what's that, So yeah, I love her here. Love her foliage, and she still gets a lot of light from the south facing window, huge windows that I have back here, so she definitely gets some light, so that is great, and she seems to be doing totally fine. But yeah, I love her, and I hope she keeps doing okay. The gnats seem to be at bay, and I've started like more so with all of my plants bottom watering them so that they don't, have pests feeding on the wet soil on top. And then like mosquito bits water, of course, I'll sprinkle on top so that that's all that they get. If it is something lurking in the soil on top, that's all that they get is the mosquito bits water. So gnats and things like that are just like at bay and just like stay away because I don't want them anymore. I just want my beautiful foliage, beautiful plants to keep growing and thriving like myself. So yeah. So do we have another plant? I think we do. Let's go on to that one. All right. The final and last plant that I want to talk about, I think I started this video saying that I have 8. Yeah, I think it's 8 plants. Meh. But yeah, I think I said that I had 2 more to talk about, but I actually have one last one. This one I got just yesterday from Trader Joe's. I randomly went to Trader Joe's with my brother to go grocery shopping. It wasn't to go grocery shopping. It's just like when you pass a Trader Joe's, sometimes you just need to stop and just like pick up little things because they're always like out the way. So I stopped at Trader Joe's with my brother, and as soon as we pulled up, I was like, "Ooh, plant!" And yeah, at first I saw some the usual succulents, and then I saw this beautiful Khaleesia. Ugh. She was just speaking to me. She's so gorgeous. Like, the price alone was like, I think $7.99 for this gorgeous plant. She was covered in like sand. She still has like a little bit of sand on her. I don't know what happened. It was like some sandstorm happened out there. I don't know. But she's so gorgeous. And I just like had to have her. I like put her in my basket because it was the first thing that I put in my basket. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna walk around the store because I know I don't need another plant. But when you see like such a gorgeous plant like this, you just like really like want it, especially for like such a good price. I don't know why there's so much sand on her. I definitely need to clean her. When I first got her here, there was like a lot more sand, and then I did the like bad thing of putting like sprayed her with water and tried cleaning her leaves, but I think I should have just like dusted her leaves first instead of spraying her with water. So yeah, I'm gonna go through the whole process of like trying to clean her. She does look so great. She has some like lower leaves. She's even growing a new leaf here, which I want to make sure it grows. I know that everyone says like Khaleesias are really hard to take care of, so I want to definitely keep an eye on her and just like hope that she grows. Her leaves have been moving, which is one of the cool things about Khaleesias that I hear happens. They aren't as active as like some people have said that they are. So I hope that she as she gets older, her leaves like move more towards the light, day by day. Because one of the reasons they're called prayer plants is because they like bow down at night as though they're going into prayer. So I haven't seen that dramatic of an effect, but I just like love her leaves alone. Like, she is so much to love. Like, I love these type of leaves where they're green on top and then they're a different color underneath. Like, this one's purple underneath, which is so beautiful. I love like the variants and like stripes or whatnot. It's just such a gorgeous plant. So like for $7.99 I had to have her. She's full of foliage, and I just hope she just gets better and better. I do need to clean her leaves as mentioned, but I absolutely love her. So yeah, and yeah, like I have her in my bedroom because my bedroom, I feel like I have enough plants out there, and then I wanted something in my bedroom. I was thinking like maybe what do you call? I think they're called spider plants. I was thinking of a spider plant or something like that. But I decided to get her because she was just the next plant that I saw that I was completely drawn to. So I rescued her from a Trader Joe's. She seems to be doing okay. It's only been a day, so I hope she does stay okay. It does get a lot of light in my bedroom. I do have 2 big windows in my bedroom. They're also south-facing windows, so there is a lot of light that comes through. And I hope she loves it. And it also gets kind of warm in my bedroom. I feel like any bedroom I'm in, for some reason, it gets warm. Maybe it's because I'm so hot. I don't know. But I love her, and I hope she loves her new environment here at my casa. So yeah, that was my little plant tour, a little story time, but all of my plants that I do have so far. I don't think I'm going to be one of those people that have 20 or more plants because I mean, absolutely love plants, but that's like true dedication to have that many. So I don't think I'm going to be that type of plant parent, but I am definitely going to love the babies that I do have so far. And if I do decide to bring in one or more, I might let you guys know. You can definitely check out my TikTok. It's Jermaine Jagger. I have a little plant tour over on there also. And you can also check out my Instagram, which is Jermaine Jagger, but with numbers. So that's a little bit harder. So just check out my TikTok. It's at Jermaine Jagger. And, I talk about random things like I do on this channel as well. If you want to, make some suggestions about what I talk about next on this channel, definitely leave a comment down below. And if you have any advice for me when it comes to my plants, maybe you saw something was a little off about a couple of my plants that maybe I did not notice, or if you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it, because like I said, I am new to plants, so I will take any suggestions that you guys do provide. I would love it. So yeah, definitely hit me up down in the comments. Let me know what you want to see next, and subscribe and like this video if you liked it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.